Hi, Donna Siriani here, Leadership Success Coach and founder of Success Compass Academy. And I'm here in Boston this week, and I've got to tell you, every time I'm in Boston, or Massachusetts for that matter, I always think about learning and education, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But it's inspired me to share with you a couple of tips today on how to really get the most value from the learning activities that you can incorporate into your day, into your week. But before I give you the tips, I just want to share with you why I'm so passionate about this. When I grew up here in Massachusetts, in a town called Amherst, Massachusetts, we had 5 colleges. So at any point in time during the school year, there were maybe 40,000 students. So I grew up in a learning environment. I loved learning. And what makes me laugh when I think about my childhood and learning is that my best friend, when we were maybe 8 years old, we took an adult typing class at the high school because we knew that that was a skill that was really going to serve us well as we went through our school years. And I still laugh at the looks on the faces of the adults in the adult learning class when these 2 little 8-year-old girls walked in the room. And we loved it. And actually, having a career in technology, I'm glad I learned how to type early on. It was a valuable skill. Anyway, so the 3 tips I want to share with you today. The first tip is to accelerate your own success. Whether you're a leader, you're part of a team, you really need to always be expanding your capabilities, always expanding your knowledge and your skills. So not only do you need to do this for yourself, because as you keep working on more and more challenging projects, assignments, taking on bigger roles, you need to grow in order to either qualify and get those roles or to be successful. And not only that, you really want to be a great role model for your team by incorporating learning into everything you do every week. In fact, here's just a quick interesting statistic for you, that most process improvement initiatives fail. But the ones that succeed, guess what? There's a learning component. When learning is part of the initiative, there's a huge increase in the success of the initiative. So anyway, enough about the enticement. Here's the tips. The first tip is every week when you plan the week ahead, be sure to ask yourself, what is the one topic or skill I want to work on this week? Not 15, but maybe just 1. So let me give you an example. You might look at the week ahead and you know that, geez, not too far off into the future, you need to give a big presentation. And it's really important that it goes well, that you come across as confident, you have presence, you're influencing, and you want your slides to look great. So anyway, you want to nail this presentation. So that might be a fantastic example of something that inspires you to say, you know, in the coming week, I want to focus on improving my presentation skills because I've got something big coming up that's really going to stretch me, and I want to raise the game, raise the bar for myself. Now, when you say improve your presentation skills, it can mean a lot of different things. Let's assume that you want to develop presence, you want to maybe improve your influencing skills, and like I said, maybe you want your PowerPoint slides, instead of being the same old corporate, boring presentation filled with bullet points and words, you really want to do something a little bit differently. Okay, step 1, be very specific about what you want to improve. Let's take the example, it's actually the slides themselves. That's what you want to work on this week. That's the part you're going to start with. Okay, second tip, set aside at the beginning of the week, what are the learning materials that you're going to use specifically for that topic. It could be there's a book that you've purchased, there's an article, there's an online self-paced course that you've enrolled in or you're going to enroll in, but whatever it is, make a conscious choice. What are those 2 or 3 things that you're going to use throughout the week when you have time? Okay, now for extra credit, the next tip, part of that is set aside the time each day when you're going to focus on it. It could be on your lunch hour, at night when you get home, but I'll give you a tip. Studies have shown that when you are learning new material at 8 o'clock at night, then you sleep on it, you're assimilating, creating the new neural pathways, and it is a fantastic way to study and absorb new information. Do it at night. That's my favorite time. So that's my personal tip because I read this long time ago, and then ever since then, 8 o'clock at night, I put a particular book or material on my bedside table as a reminder, this is what I'm going to do tonight, okay? And maybe it's just even a half an hour. It doesn't have to be the whole night. Third tip is make a note of a couple of instances this week or even next week when you're going to be able to use what you've learned to practice. So you're trying to practice your presentation skills, you've got something really big coming up next month. Maybe you want to practice ahead of time, so you might have a couple of smaller meetings where you can practice some of the skills in smaller, easier settings. But regardless of what it is you've chosen, negotiation skills, presenting, resolving conflict, it doesn't matter what it is. Pick 3 to 5 examples of real situations where you can practice, because you're going to learn and learn, absorb new information, but until you put pen to paper, so to speak, and actually put it to use, you haven't really embedded that learning, in your DNA. So those are the 3 tips. And actually, as far as accelerating your success, what I didn't share with you is self-actualization, big word, but all it is really, it's learning, becoming better. You are setting a great example for your team if you show that you're still committed to learning. One of the biggest complaints I hear is people saying, wait a minute, all the senior leaders, they don't come to our sessions. They act as though they don't need it, and we do. And that actually creates, I actually should say it's a missed opportunity. So there's lots of great reasons for you to tackle this for yourself and for your team. So with that, I wish you the best of luck. Have a great day.